Welcome back to this edition of the Eagles Sports Coaches Show. David Williams has joined us. Let's talk a little softball here before we get off on the winter break, and the fact that your young ladies worked hard in the fall. And tell us a little bit how the fall ended for you.
The fall went well. We were able to work on a lot of different things, play with a lot of different combinations, both offensively and defensively. Got a lot of useful live experience, not only against some outside opponents, but against our own opponents. We did a lot of scrimmaging, a lot of live work, which obviously helped our pitchers seeing hitters. It helped our hitters seeing pitching. So feel really good about where we're at. We've got a good foundation, and we know what we need to concentrate on as we head into the spring.
And, of course, besides being on the field, off the field, they've worked real hard because you had 8 players, student-athletes, honored the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association All-American Scholar Athletes for 2012. And you know, we were talking to Kevin Fulton in the first segment about that's what they're here for. I mean, to get a good education, you have to be proud of that, too.
Definitely. You know, these young ladies come here to not only play softball, but their primary focus is to get their education, get their degree, and focus on their career after college. You know, really proud of the work that these young ladies have done in the classroom, and I'm sure they'll keep it up this year as well. But anytime we can have successful student athletes, that's the most important thing.
8 young ladies who have a 3.5 or better, which is, you know, pretty good when you're also having so much time on a sport that you have to practice, you have to go out and play, and then to be able to carry a 3.5, that's pretty outstanding.
It is. The one thing that doesn't really tell you is that as a team we had a 3.28 GPA, which I think was 47th best in the country out of 280 some Division I programs. Obviously, we want to strive to be better, and we want to be higher than 47th, but they are making a commitment in the classroom.
Well, you've signed 5 players for 2014, and you know, anytime that you can lay the foundation like the players are here now and add pieces to it, that's how you build a program. Tell us a little about who you've signed.
Well, with our signing class that'll be here next fall, it is a good group. I'm really confident about the group we have coming in. The focal point of that class is bringing in a lot of outfielders. We are graduating 4 outfielders this year, so we had to replace some. We do have 3 that we signed: Casey Giles from Georgia, Kayla McGuffey from North Carolina, and Riley Stokes from Lexington, Kentucky. Each one of those young ladies bring a different type of skill set. Kayla McGuffey is more of a speed type player, really strong as well, but has a lot of speed and can cause problems for a defense on the bases, but also covers a lot of range in the outfield. Casey Giles gives us a left-handed component, which is really crucial offensively. You know, she's a good defensive outfielder, played in the Gold Nationals this past year and finished 5th in the nation. And Riley Stokes is fearless in the outfield. She lays out all the time. She's not afraid to sacrifice her body and make plays. But each one of those young ladies will bring something different and will help us replace what we are going to lose, because we are losing a very experienced group of outfielders. In the infield, we've signed a young lady by the name of Carly Thompson from Georgia. She is pretty much utility infielder. She could play almost every position in the infield. She primarily plays shortstop, but she could play anywhere. She is not only a good infielder, but a really good offensive player as well. So we look forward to having her in the infield. And then we signed Megan Tamorek. We're losing Katie Post, so we signed Megan Tamorek, who is a pitcher out of Indiana. And she throws with good velocity and good spin. As with anything, she'll have to come in and work hard and develop, but really positive about her addition to the program as well.
I don't think it speaks that you'll go and look at players no matter where, because you have a Georgia, you have a couple players from Georgia.
Correct.
North Carolina, Kentucky, and Indiana. So, you know, you and your staff hit the road pretty often.
We do. Actually, we do. We were on the road quite a bit this summer, working hard on this next group as well. But, you know, I think the main focus needs to be we need to find the players that are the best fit for our program, and wherever they are, we need to be willing to go there.
Of course, what are you doing right now? I know that Kevin was talking about his tennis players, the fact that they wrapped up the fall. I know this week it's kind of like a dead week because we're having finals here at Morehead State University, and the fact that these young ladies are student athletes first. but what have you done up to, I guess, this past week?
Well, after we finished our fall season, which took us to about fall break, we started doing some individual work. Really broke them into small groups, defensively by position, offensively just broke them into smaller groups to get a lot of reps in the limited time we have to work with them. Did a lot more extensive weight training, some speed work, things like that. Just trying to prepare to get their bodies in shape for the season. So they have a winter workout right now that they hopefully will follow when they or while they're home for break, and when they come back, hopefully they'll be in shape and ready to go. But we are in that dead period right now because of exams.
David Williams is our guest, softball coach here at Morehead State University. And as you said, not a lot of times when you come back, classes start the 14th, I do believe, 12th or 14th, something like that, and you have a month. I mean, you may bring them back a little early, I don't know, but the fact is, you have to, once the spring semester starts, you have to, hit it going pretty hard to get ready for the season.
Oh, you're right. We actually start practice the first day of class back, which is January 14th, and we will have 1 month till we leave for our first game. We're flying out February 14th to go down to Miami, so we have 1 month to prepare, and hopefully everybody's doing their part, and we'll come back as prepared as possible so that when we get back, we don't have to waste time working on those basic fundamental things. We can jump right into some team concepts and live situations.
Yeah, your schedule, like all teams in our area, the fact that you try to play warmer climate teams to begin in February so you can get some games in. The more games you get in early only helps you. You start out in Miami, Florida, which I guess is not a bad place to play in February.
If you have to go, you have to go.
A good tournament, Florida International, Binghamton, and then Connecticut. So there's some good teams there, and then the next tournament you're in is Wilmington, North Carolina. So that's pretty good weather as well. And if you take a look at top to bottom, pretty outstanding schedule you got.
Yeah, I think we have a good schedule this year. I'm really excited about it. We have a chance to play a lot of different teams early. I think playing that many different teams early will give us a different look each time out, which will help prepare us to make adjustments as we get into the conference schedule, because we'll be better equipped making those adjustments as quick as possible. So really, really excited about it. But I think altogether we can probably play about 22 non-conference games before we play a conference game. So hopefully, weather permitting, we get all those games in. We should have quite a bit of experience under our belts before we play that first conference game.
And with the weather in East Kentucky, you never know. Your first game will be March 12th at home against Western Illinois, and then you have several home games in the month of March, which is a better weather period for us.
Right.
But I like the fact that you try to schedule a little bit on the road to begin with, so you know that you can get some games in.
Yeah, it's really popular in the sport of softball to do a bunch of preseason type tournaments. I wouldn't really call them preseason, but those tournaments that lead up to your conference play, and about every school in the country does it. What you just typically find is the schools in Florida and Georgia and those types of schools, California, they're the ones hosting the tournaments, but everybody else is going to it. But pretty common. Usually people get about 20 games in based on some tournament games at the very start.
Well, we'll end this segment is the fact that your young ladies took up a cause recently, and Dalton Dingus is a young man from Sayersville
Yes.
who's battling an illness, and they got together and collected Christmas cards because he's trying to, collect all the cards he can. And tell us a little bit how y'all got involved in that.
Well, actually, it was brought to us by one of our players, Amber Riddle. She came to us and said she had heard of this young man and his illness and what his goal was to break the Guinness World Record for most cards received. So really all the credit really goes to her for presenting the idea, but with her help and the help of our assistant coaches and some of the other players, they really got the ball rolling on this and gained some ground. We did quite a few things. We set up a table in the student union to get some cards signed. I actually emailed a lot of Division I coaches across the country and some other coaches as well. I've had some feedback from some other institutions. They basically are doing the same thing we did. So hopefully this young man will reach his goal and get the cards.
And of course, makes you feel a little bit better around the holidays, trying to help some people who may, need more help than we do.
Yeah. Anytime you can support somebody in something they're doing, especially this young man, in dealing with what he's dealing with and what his family's dealing with, if you can help them in any way and help this, I guess bring a little bit of cheer to the day of this young man, it's well worth it.
Well, the current record is 35,000 cards, and the last update that we had, he had up to 23,000 cards. Now, if our listeners or our watchers would like to send Dalton Dingus a card in Salyersville, his address, you can send it to Dalton Dingus, HC 62, Box 1249, Salyersville 41465. That's Dalton Dingus, HC 62, Box 1249, Salyersville 41465, and lift his spirits around the holiday.
I'm sure he'd really appreciate it.
David, always a pleasure to talk softball
Pleasure.
with you.
Thank you.
David Williams, head softball coach here at Morehead State University. We'll come back with more. This is the Eagle Sports Coaches Show.